A local veterans group is doing their best to help create a lasting memory for their comrades. Naperville News 17's Kristen Gitchell has more.
Most know about the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941. But few may realize that 19 miles from here, 28 submarines made their last stop before heading into battle in response. The ships were commissioned in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, and cruised through the Chicago River right under Lakeshore Drive, making their last stop in Lockport before being tugged down to the Pacific to help win the war.
Initially, submarines were supposed to be just used as scouts, to scout ahead of the fleet and report back with enemy fleet locations and numbers and stuff like that. But because of Pearl Harbor, the mission changed, and the submarines actually became the first line of defense. And they sent those submarines out then to hunt the Japanese fleet.
Frank Voznak belongs to a submarine veterans group called Crash Dive Base, whose creed is to perpetuate the memory of their lost comrades who died in duty.
Through the war, there was 52 submarines that were lost. They were one of the highest percentages of losses in the fleet. These guys kept volunteering. A submarine service is an all-volunteer organization. You can non-vol at any time you choose, and these guys kept going back time after time after time. So I think it says something about the character of these veterans at that time.
While there are plenty of veteran memorials around the country, there are barely any for submariners. To rectify this, Crash Dive Base teamed up with a Pearl Harbor survivor to create a lasting remembrance.
We had discussions with the city of Chicago, and they were at first reluctant to give us a spot for just a plaque. They kept insisting that they wanted something a little bit bigger, a little bit more eye-catching, and to use their words, they were looking for something spectacular.
The group had big ideas, but no experience in the design department. But as it turns out, help wasn't far away.
When my son heard about the project, he was a little bit interested and he wanted to see what he can do. So I took him up to Manitowoc, Wisconsin, and the museum allowed us to go through the submarine that's up there, the USS Cobia. And it was through that experience of going through the Cobia that he actually developed the concept and the design that we went with.
The structure, shaped in the form of a submarine bulkhead, would be placed on the south bank of the Chicago River, just east of the Columbus Drive Bridge. It will include several facts, an artist's rendition of a World War II submarine passing through the Lakeshore Drive drawbridge, and a watertight door that was salvaged from the USS Trout, decommissioned in 1978.
When we presented that to the city of Chicago, their reaction was, now that's what we're talking about. That's what we want. So we used that basic design.
To make that dream a reality, the vets have created a GoFundMe account in hopes of raising around $25,000 for the cost of their memorial. Once funded, it will take less than 6 months to construct, sealing their place in history.
It gets back to there's just not a lot of submarine veteran memorials, and this would be kind of an important thing, not only for the Chicago area and the Midwest, but for submarine veterans themselves.
Thanking all the veterans for their service, I'm Kristen Gitchell for Naperville News 17.
For more information about the memorial and how you can help these veterans, visit crashdivebase.com.